I'm still sitting here wondering, where is the love for Thundercats?
Thundercats! Ho!
Anyway, who says a Transformers movie has to be 3 hours to be enjoyable? Oh yeah, that was Michael Bay, but don't worry because this director decided not to go that route. This movie has a very manageable runtime, which is perfect because most people are probably going to be bringing their kids to this movie, and kids sure as shit don't want to sit through a 3-hour movie. Transformers 1 proves that there is still life in this franchise, it just won't die out, and this movie proves that maybe animation is the way to go. Let's talk about Transformers 1. Transformers 1 is a prequel to the stories that you have come to know, but no, this is not connected to any of the previous live-action movies that you have seen before. We get an all-new voice cast for this movie, and I will admit, it was a little bit strange hearing that Aussie accent as Optimus Prime. I like Chris Hemsworth, but Peter Cullen is legendary. That being said, this movie stars Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan-Michael Key, Jon Hamm, and many others, and I have to say, this voice cast really works very well. I was especially surprised and impressed with Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron. Although he is not called Megatron in this movie, actually Optimus Prime is not called Optimus Prime in this movie. This is a prequel, so they have different names. Optimus in this movie is known as Orion Pax, and Megatron is known as D16. Who knew that they had other names? Probably hardcore fans. I'm guessing they knew. I found myself overthinking this movie at times, and that was really my fault because this is an animated movie. What am I thinking by doing that? But I found myself wondering, all right, this planet is made of metal. Why is there something organic growing on top of it? What is their faces made of? Liquid metal? Why do their lips move so fluidly and perfect? This is clearly just me being old and overthinking a movie that is made for kids and not exactly supposed to make sense. It's about walking, talking robots. What was I thinking? Once I shook my desire for logic and answers to my scientific questions, I really did enjoy this movie. It was quite something seeing a younger version of these characters. You get to see them before they became the legends that they are by the time they come to Earth, which really fleshed them out and I think made them way more interesting. I will admit the live action movies, they didn't really land that well with me. I liked Transformers 1 and 2, but then they just started getting overly long, overly complicated, and it just became clear that they were prioritizing big special effects and long action scenes, and that was what they were trying to hold everyone with. America does really seem to love its action scenes, so that's why those movies have been so successful. I just think that they didn't really hold my attention. So I have not actually seen a Transformers movie since the one with Marky Mark. Chris Hemsworth does a very good job playing a young Optimus Prime. He may be a tad goofier than his character is usually portrayed, but this is also a younger and less mature version. Animation really serves this movie well because it opens up the path of creativity and makes it much easier to stomach things like robots with perfectly moving lips. It truly amazes me just how much life this franchise has. It is just like the little drummer boy. It keeps going and going and going, and still no sign of a Thundercats movie.
Thundercats! Ho!
There are some occasional swear words in this movie, so if you're worried about your kid hearing the word ass, well then be prepared to tell them not to repeat that word at school. Or let them have a potty mouth. I don't really care what you do with your kids. I will just sit back quietly and watch when I hear little Timmy cussing at Walmart. This might be made to look like a kid's movie, and it is for the most part, but adults should enjoy this movie as well, especially those adults that are hardcore fans of this Transformers franchise. Does this movie feel more kiddie than the live-action movies? Yes, but this is certainly no Paw Patrol. This is certainly no Peppa Pig. I think that you're going to enjoy watching this movie with your kids. In fact, there is at times a very mature and moving story that I think works out very well. So there we are. We have an excellent animated movie with very good action that is rounded out by having an excellent cast with some voices that really stand out. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is in this movie, and she has a great voice already. That's why that one AI company tried to borrow her voice. For me, this movie is a 9 out of 10. This is a very fun popcorn movie that is going to entertain both young and old. That is my thoughts on this movie. Did you guys see this movie yet? Are you planning on seeing it? Let me know what you think, because I am very curious to see what the older people think, and put your kids' reactions in the comments as well. I think that this movie is going to be a hit, but still, where's that Thundercats movie? I am sitting here waiting. I want to see a live action Mumra, and I want it now. Now! Did you like this video? If you did, please hit the like button, and if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.